Thanks for joining us. I'm Angela McCall. First tonight, a man is dead and his wife is in critical condition after what police say was a random shooting in South Haven, with the gunman eventually taking his own life. We have team coverage on this tonight. Michael Martin is in the newsroom with what we're learning about the suspect. But first, we want to go live out to Julie Dunmeyer in South Haven, who has been talking there to witnesses all day long. Julie?
Angeline, things have calmed down quite a bit here at South Haven's beach's South Pier. Earlier this afternoon, it was quite chaotic after a shooter took to the pier with hundreds of families here enjoying a beautiful summer afternoon, and bullets started flying.
We've got this crazy madman just going crazy.
Chaos at South Haven's South Pier around 2 o'clock Friday afternoon.
I turn around and I see hundreds of people running, screaming.
When authorities say 19-year-old Adrian Ingalls shot 2 people, killing 1 man.
Random acts of violence of this nature, at least in this area, are very rare.
That victim's wife was taken to Bronson Hospital in Kalamazoo and is in critical condition.
It was particularly very tragic today.
Don Bantalon saw the whole thing.
Just something told me to just stop and record. I mean, I was out of breath at that point. It was just so surreal, and I stayed calm.
Terrified for his life, he captured this video.
He had a gun in each hand, and he was about to pull it on me, and that's when I stopped recording. I kept running some more, and I heard 2 gunshots after that, and I don't know if both of them were toward me. And then from when I looked back, it looked like I didn't see the shooter. And I was telling everybody, call 911.
Police say Ingalls then turned the gun on himself.
Everything was so frantic, and I just want to thank the law enforcement that came there. Just perfect timing, because there was hundreds of people on that beach. And I mean, I thank God there wasn't more casualties, and thank goodness that he ended up killing himself, because it could have been tragic.
An act of evil police believe is random at a place we all consider a safe haven.
I just felt like, people need to see that this happens, even in a nice area like this.
And that was much of the sentiment from South Haven police earlier today. And police do say that because so many people were here on the beach, because they have so many videos and so many witnesses, they're able to piece together this case a lot more faster than they would be able to otherwise. So they're thankful for the community's help. If you have information, they do ask that you give it to them. Victims' names, meanwhile, are being withheld until family can be notified. Live in South Haven, Julie Dunmeyer, Fox 17 News.
All right, Julie, thank you. And that suspect is 19-year-old Aiden Topher Ingalls. He has a history with guns and violent tendencies. He was actually arrested back in March of 2018 after making threats towards Papa High School. Our Michael Martin there right now explaining what happened between his arrest several years ago and now. Michael?
Yeah, Angeline, police ID'd Ingalls as the shooter a few hours ago, and they say he acted alone and that when he was arrested back in 2018, well, it was because his mother had gone to the police asking for help after finding stolen guns in his possession. According to witnesses at South Haven's South Pier Friday afternoon, this is a photo of shooter Aiden Topher Ingalls moments before he unleashed a spray of bullets, killing a man and injuring his wife. An in for a young man that had already struggled with violent tendencies. After family found stolen firearms in his possession in 2018, they alerted police. Detectives would find what they called bomb-making materials. Investigators at the time said, quote, there was 100% intent on murders happening and bombs going off. Ingalls was charged with 6 felonies, and it seemed as if a tragedy may have been prevented.
The early intervention from the school and the response by law enforcement really helped for this to be a good outcome in a bad situation.
He was expelled from Pawpaw High School but received leniency in court, with a sentence focused on rehabilitation rather than harsh punishment.
Rehabilitating him and looking at what is going on here and hoping that he can be turned in the right direction.
Sadly, just a few years later, he would commit murder on the pier. Pawpaw School Superintendent Rick Rio releasing a statement late Friday saying, "We are saddened as a community to learn that this tragic incident took place in our own county. As the authorities continue to investigate the details of this horrific crime, we have to put our trust in them to do their jobs. Our hearts and prayers go out to the victims and their families at this difficult time." There was a small police presence at Ingalls Banger home late Friday after saying they believed his attack on the couple appeared to be completely random. Yeah, and police say Ingalls had 2 guns on him, a 9mm handgun and a pellet gun, and that at least a dozen shell casings have been found so far, at least. Now, they'll continue to collect evidence for some time. Of course, we'll bring you updates. For now, though, live in the newsroom, Michael Martin, Fox 17 News.
Thanks, Michael, and we are expecting to learn more information in the upcoming days. We will bring you those updates as we learn them here on air, as well as at fox17online.com.